Hello everyone, today we will see another example of static structural analysis. Today we will see cantilever beam with 1 kilonewton load at point A, and there is a D to C uniformly distributed load and 1 kilonewton at point E. Total distance of the beam is 5 meter, and the cross sectional area is provided 100 mm by 100 mm, and after the analytical method we get this result. 108 megapascal is the maximum bending stress, maximum deflection is 68 mm. We know that maximum deflection will be occur at point A, and maximum bending stress will be occur at point B, whereas the shear force is 6000 Newton, which will be maximum at point B, and maximum bending moment is 80 kilonewton meter, which will be also on point B. So we got this result by the analytical method. We will cross check it by using numerical method, and for that purpose we are using ANSYS tool. In today's example we will solve this complete cantilever beam using 1D element, not by using the 3D element, because beam is having one dimension comparatively larger than the other two dimension. See, 5 meter versus 100 mm by 100 mm. So we can solve it by using 1D element. So by this way we can save our time also. We will go to the static structural. We need not to change the engineering data. It is already having both the parameter set. We'll go to the geometry. Now see how 1D elements are created, or how the line body is created here. For 1D element we have to create the line body. There are three types of body: line body, surface body and solid body in the ANSYS. In line body we use 1D element, in surface we will use 2D element, and solid we are using 3D element. So now we have selected the 1D element because the beam is having one dimension comparatively larger than two dimension. So we are here actually focusing on the small beam, but in actual world if there is a truss type big structure or a tower, then it is around 100 meter, 150 meter long, and all these dimensions. If we put a 3D element into that particular solution, then you will get means it will take very large time, as well as the computer is not having that much of capacity that it can solve the all element. So it will be very complicated. That's why for such a thing 1D elements are used. So now see how the 1D elements are created, or how line bodies are created. Today we will use the line body method to solve this example. Now select XY plane. Now you can change it into millimeter. First of all, draw the line. Using line method, line option. 1, 2, this is 1 meter, then this is another 1 meter, then from here to here this is 2 meter, and from here to here it is again 1 meter. So in this way we are actually divided this thing into 4 part, which I want in while solving it in a ANSYS mechanical. We'll give it dimensions. Select the general dimension 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then we'll give it in mm, 1000 mm. The next is another 1000 mm span. Then after that it is 2000 mm span. Then after that it is again 1000 mm span. Now we have given the length. Actually the purpose of this step is to give the length. We have given the perfect length of the beam. Now we want a cross section for it. Now this is the length, but for what cross section it is working, whether it is I section or L section or rectangular. So see what I am doing. I am going to the concept. In concept, select the cross section, and we have the rectangular cross section. We have selected the rectangular cross section. See, cross section rectangular appears here, and now it is asking us the dimension. So it is 100 mm by 100 mm what we have cross section of the rectangle. So it is actually a square. So we are here with rectangle 100 mm by 100 mm cross section rectangle, and the length we have already given. So now ask to generate and go to concept again. Now this is the third step. First give the length, then second step give the cross section, and the third step is lines from the sketches. Now here it is asking from which line you want to draw the sketch. So I'll select all the 4 lines, 1, 2, 3 and 4. I want sketch from these 4 lines, and I'll give the apply. Now this line is activated, and now I'll call for the generate. Now it is generated, but still cross section is not allotted to it. Now I'll go to the part body, and now see line body is created. In line body I will give the cross section from here, and my cross section is rectangle, and ask for the generate. Now the rectangular cross section is generated, but you will not able to see it. You will see only a line body. If you want to see it, then go to the view and ask for the cross section solid. Now you can easily understand the cross section is rectangle, or means 100 mm and 100 mm, and having this much of length. But while solving this problem, one thing I would like to clear you, it will solve this line with the consideration of rectangular cross section, and then it will give the result which are similar to the 3D element, means whatever 3D element we if we use instead of 1D element. So this is the important way, or the important thing which we have learned today, that today we have learned how to create the line body. And now we'll go to the ANSYS mechanical, where we can give the meshing as well as the boundary conditions, and we'll see how SFD BMD is created. Now we have opened it into the ANSYS mechanical. See, line body is here. Even we can see here cross section solid geometry, but it is not use of us. It is not having any use. Now go to the meshing, and once you ask it for the generate mesh, it will generate mesh. It will show in 3D, but it is having only 1D element, means it is using line element for this particular meshing. If you want to even find it, again you will go to the update, you will find the same thing. It will become only dense. So this is the 1D elements are created having only 2 ends, or I'll say having only 2 nodes. So calculation is performed on the only 2 nodes, and then it will interpolate. So this is the meshing which we have seen here. Now go to the static structure structural, where we will give the boundary condition. First we will give the fixed support. Now I want fixed support at one end, so first of all I need to decide which is that perfect end. This I'll guess, yes, if this is the geometry, this is 2 meter here, so this is 1 meter, 1 meter, 2 meter and 1 meter. So we have fixed end at here, so I am selecting the fixed end and apply it, because from here now it is 1 meter, then 1 meter, then 2 meter and 1 meter. In this way our cantilever beam is showing us. Now go to the insert and apply the forces. Now force is at here, it is 1 kilonewton. I'll apply it, go to the component, and force is minus 1000. Cantilever is having only one end fixed, other end is free, so only we have applied one end. Now another, I'll go to the insert, I will ask for the force. Now I select this last end, yes, this one, apply it, go to the vector, go to the component, go to the minus 1000 again. Now there is UDL also, but UDL is given by the age. Now go to the insert, go to the force. Now I'll select age, at which age here for the 2 meter span it is having the load. So I'll select that age, apply it. 2 into 2 means 4 kilonewton is there, and ask for the component, and minus 4000 is the load. 4000 Newton is the load which is acting there. How 4000? 2 kilonewton per meter into 2 meter, that is 4 kilonewton. So in this way I have given one fixed support and 3 loading conditions are given. Now I'll ask for the solution. Now solution is with us. Now it is time to extract the results. Now see what happened here. The most important thing you will observe that once I go to the solution and insert, you will find that these two things, beam result and beam tool, which you will not find while solving this particular thing using 3D element. This is very important thing I am telling you. While using the 3D element, you will never find the beam result and beam tool. So both the things are generated while you are using the line body. So from here I'll ask for the bending moment. Again I will go to the insert, then beam result. I will ask for the shear force, maximum shear force where it will arises, and then I'll ask for the beam tool where I will get the stresses. And another thing you can ask from here is a directional deformation as well if you want it. Otherwise in the SFD BMD you will get the directional deformation as well. So first we will solve these things. So in this way we are getting the results. Maximum shear force 6000 Newton, yes, definitely we are getting same result by using the analytical method. Total bending moment 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 Newton mm, which is nothing but 1.8 kilonewton meter. As we have mentioned earlier that total shear force is maximum at the fixed end for the cantilever, maximum bending moment is at the fixed end for the cantilever. Both the results are matching with the analytical method, and the maximum combined stresses what we got from the analytical method are also around 108 megapascal, and the same result we are getting here. So in this way three things we have mentioned in the beginning of the video are matching with the numerical method. Now it's time for the shear force and bending moment diagram. Now what to do for shear force and bending moment diagram? Go to the beam result and ask for the shear moment diagram. Now when I'll ask for the shear moment diagram, it is asking for the path. So first of all we need to create the path. So go to the model and go to the insert and construction geometry, and in construction geometry go to the path. And now once you go to the path, instead of 2 points, select here edge, because we are going edge by edge. So select the edge option, and from here we will start, because 1 meter, 1 meter, 2 meter and 1 meter. So this is fixed end, this is the fixed end from it will start. So first edge, control, second, third and fourth. In this way we are selecting the 4 edges 1 to 2. These 4 edges are selected. Now go to the path is created for us. Now go to the total shear moment diagram. Now give the path and ask for the solution, and once you will get the solution, see every author or every book has a various types of SFD BMD style of drawing it. Some starts from left to right, few starts from right to left, some gives on a upward side, few gives in a downward side. Here in ANSYS we have the result in this way. Means from here it is starting minimum to maximum in a upward direction. See, maximum shear force is 6000 Newton at the fixed end, which is 0 mm. Definitely this is cantilever beam, so shear force is maximum at fixed end. Then maximum bending moment is at fixed end, which is at 0 mm. In this way it will flow. and the maximum deflection, this is the very important thing, maximum deflection of the beam will be definitely at the free end. So it is around 70.43, which is the free end, which is at 5000 mm long, means 5000 mm away. So at 5000 mm we are having the minimum bending moment, at 0 mm we are having the maximum bending moment, at at 5000 mm or at 4000 mm we are having the minimum shear force, whereas at the fixed end we are having the maximum shear force. So in this way we can tally our shear force and bending moment diagram also. So this is very useful thing. So you need to check out this video 1 or 2 times so that you can easily see how the beam tool is effectively used and how the shear force diagram is also drawn using the ANSYS tool. So this is quite interesting thing which is inbuilt into the ANSYS workbench. So this is all about today's class. We'll see in the next tutorial another thing by using ANSYS mechanical.